Welcome to Gwinnett County Public Library Fiber Art Fridays. Every other Friday, we will be bringing you a fiber art tutorial and project. The topic for this month is Old to New. Learning to repurpose gives new life to items that would otherwise be thrown away, reduces your environmental impact, and saves you money. Today, we are going to show you how to turn old fabrics into new fibers,
and how to use those fibers to create a fringe chandelier. For these projects, you will need a dowel or embroidery hoop or macrame hoop, a ruler, cloth markers or chalk, wire or pipe cleaners, and scissors. You will also need a t-shirt that you don't wear anymore to turn into cloth strips, and a seam ripper if you prefer that over using scissors on your seams.
Today, we're going to show you how to create fibers from an old shirt. First, we will cut our shirt into fiber strips. We're starting by laying the item flat and trying to smooth out the wrinkles. And we're going to take one of the seams and we're going to cut along that seam. So over here, we're just going to cut this one open, and that'll allow us to have the first half of our strips. Now we're just going to align the armholes here so that we can create a straight cut across here, and that'll give us one large piece of fabric to work with. Now I'm just going to take my fabric marker, which is a disappearing ink, and I'm just going to do a slight line across. I'm going to cut across. So now I'm going to cut the seam off just to give me some straight pieces to work with. Now we're just going to lay this out and smooth it out. Going to line my pieces up, and then I am going to do 1/2-inch marks along mine because that's how wide I want my strips to be. So I'm going to start down here, and since this strip will be cut off eventually, I'm going to start here on this side, and I'm just going to mark 1/2-inch lines. And then I'm going to go along and I'm going to create lines of where I'm going to follow along with the cuts. And these are just going to serve as guidelines for when I do my cutting. Alrighty, so now that I've got my lines, which are relatively faint, but I'll still be able to follow, you can see that they weren't all straight, and that's because when I was cutting this part, it wasn't straight, and also the fabric stretches sometimes. But as long as you're able to follow straight lines as you're cutting, then you should be okay. So we're going to cut to about here. I'm going to start down here with this part, and I've got my fabric still relatively straight. I'm holding both fibers together here so that I can cut them both at the same time. And it makes a significant difference on this when you're using good fabric shears. These are shears that are either new or freshly sharpened and have never been used to cut paper, which dulls scissors faster. Now we will continue to cut across the length of the fabric. For the projects that we're doing, we want individual strips of about the same length, so that's why we're cutting it this way.
To complete fabric strips, trim the strips along the uncut hem. See the description for further links on how to create one continuous strip and how to create a t-shirt ball of yarn if desired. Now that our t-shirt is cut into even strips, we'll use these fibers to create a fringe chandelier. There are many options for how to create a simple chandelier. All options will use the same techniques. First, you tie your fibers around the length of your support, whether that's a dowel or some kind of hoop. A basic slip knot will work best by folding the strip in half to create a loop and pulling the ends through. Then take your wire or pipe cleaners and spin around into a loop, with excess wire on the bottom. You'll use this excess to attach the wire to your support. This is how you'll screw your chandelier into the ceiling. Different supports that will work well are one wooden dowel. This will create a kind of curtain chandelier. Or you can attach 4 wooden dowels together with wire to create a square chandelier. or create a circle chandelier with an embroidery or macrame hoop. Hoops also work well to hang on one hook or nail as wall hanging versus a chandelier if desired. Each type of chandelier works great for covering up a lighting fixture that you don't like and can't replace. I have made many to cover up lighting fixtures around my rental.
Thank you for joining us for Fiber Art Friday. Fiber Art Fridays are brought to you by Mackenzie, Janet, and Ashley from your local Peachtree Corners branch. Be sure to join us for October's topic, knitting. Remember to bring your works in progress to Virtual Common Threads every Monday at 6:30 p.m. to share or get follow-up assistance. In the description below, you will find information about joining Virtual Common Threads and a link to our Fiber Arts site. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and visit GCPL's website calendar for additional programs. See you next time!